Ever wondered why Swift rules the world? Simple. They own the rails. But today, a tectonic shift is happening. Franklin Templeton, managing $1.5 trillion, isn't buying XRP for a trade. They are buying it because for the first time, they want to own the infrastructure of the new economy. Tonight, we dismantle the noise and show you how the world's largest managers are moving from being passengers to being the owners of the network. While the retail market is distracted by daily price scandals, the largest financial institutions on Earth are making a fundamental choice. They aren't just looking for a trade. They are looking to own the infrastructure of the new global economy. Tonight, we reveal why Franklin Templeton, a giant managing over $1.5 trillion, has officially chosen XRP exposure. We'll also travel to Saudi Arabia, where a massive collaboration between Ripple and Riyadh Bank's innovation arm, GL, is quietly rewriting the rules of remittances in a SAM-regulated sandbox. And while Washington deals with snow delays and political shutdowns, Ono Finance is pushing tokenization toward a $4 trillion reality. The transformation is happening, slower than you want, but faster than you think. Ono Finance, welcome back. I am the comm analyst. Let's look at the signals others are missing. Sandy Kaul, the executive vice president at Franklin Templeton, recently dropped a truth bomb that most of the market completely missed. She made a distinction that changes everything. When you buy a traditional stock, you are buying a share in a company. You own a piece of their profits, but the assets remain theirs. But when you acquire a crypto asset like XRP on a decentralized ledger, you aren't just buying a coin. You are buying a piece of the network itself. Think about the traditional financial pipes. Swift is a private network owned by a consortium of banks. You and I can't own a part of Swift. We can't benefit from the trillions of dollars flowing through its rails every day. But Ripple has spent the last decade aggregating what Sandy calls intellectual and financial capital. They've built a system designed to rebuild the global financial plumbing from the ground up. And because the XRP ledger is a public decentralized infrastructure, the moment you hold XRP, you become a partial owner of the very rails that the new financial system will run on. Franklin Templeton sees the disruption coming. They aren't looking at the price action of the next 12 months. They are looking 5 years down the road. They see a world where payments happen instantaneously, where the friction that currently eats billions in corporate profits simply disappears. They chose XRP because of the team's strength, their capital reserves, and a long-term vision that isn't swayed by the volatility of a lawsuit or a news cycle. We're going to look back 5 years from now and see this massive change and opportunity. Those are the words of the institutional giants. They are no longer passengers on the old slow train. They are buying the tracks. And the question is, are you watching the price? Or are you watching the infrastructure being built beneath your feet? While the West is frozen in regulatory winter, the heart of the Middle East is accelerating into a digital spring. Just yesterday, on January 26, 2026, a seismic shift occurred in the Saudi financial landscape. GEL or GL movement, the digital innovation powerhouse of Riyadh Bank, officially signed a memorandum of understanding with Ripple. And the question is, understand the scale. You have to understand that Riyadh Bank is a giant managing over $130 billion in assets. When a giant of this size moves, they don't just try technology. They integrate it into the bedrock of their future. The sandbox. Innovation under oversight. Ripple is not just entering a market. It is entering a SAMA-regulated sandbox. For those who don't know, SAMA is the Saudi Central Bank. This sandbox is a certified SAMA-ready environment where startups and institutions can test financial products under the direct oversight of the central bank. George Herrick, the CEO of GL, has been very clear. This partnership is about building the foundations for scalable use cases. We are talking about international remittances, instant cross-border flow, digital asset custody, securely holding the value of the future, asset tokenization, moving physical assets onto the ledger. Why Saudi Arabia? The math of remittances. Saudi Arabia and the UAE are among the world's largest outbound remittance hubs. Millions of foreign workers send billions of dollars every month to Asia and Africa. Currently, these billions are trapped in the old, slow, and expensive SWIFT corridors. By running proofs of concept inside this sandbox, Ripple is demonstrating how XRP can act as the ultimate bridge asset, eliminating the need for banks to hold pointed accounts, nostro vastro, in dozens of countries. But here is where it gets truly interesting for the rational analyst. This isn't just about Riyadh Bank because the Gel Sandbox is SAMA certified. It acts as a blueprint for the entire GCC Gulf Cooperation Council. When other banks in the UAE, Qatar, or Kuwait see the efficiency of Ripple's payment stack, they don't have to reinvent the wheel. They can reuse the templates already validated in Riyadh. This is the definition of institutional contagion. Saudi Vision 2030 aims to modernize the kingdom's financial system and reduce oil dependence. Ripple is now a key architect in that modernization. They are moving from proof of concept to production corridors. And in those corridors, liquidity is king. The desert is turning digital and the sand is settling in favor of the ledger. While we see the desert of Saudi Arabia turning into a digital oasis, the gears of progress in Washington, D.C. have hit a literal and metaphorical freeze. The Senate Agriculture Committee has officially postponed its scheduled crypto market structure markup. The reason? A snowstorm. But as we sit here on January 27th, 2026, we know that the real storm isn't the snow. It's the political friction surrounding the Clarity Act. The markup has been pushed to Thursday, January 29th. And while senators argue over funding bills and election year politics, 55 million Americans who own crypto, 55 million voters are watching. But make no mistake, the technology isn't waiting for a permit from Washington. Anando Finance has just been highlighted by Forbes as the leader in validating tokenized assets. They've officially surpassed $2.5 billion in total value locked. To the untrained eye, $2.5 billion sounds like a lot. To the calm analyst, it is a drop in the ocean. We are currently at less than 0.1% of the way toward the projected $4 trillion tokenization market by 2030. Blockchain is turning illiquid assets like real estate and private equity into liquid gold overnight. Think about it. Through fractional ownership, a house that was once out of reach can now be owned by 1,000 people, each holding a digital piece of the down payment. This is how you unlock global value. And then we have the most profound revelation from Davos 2026, the AI agent economy. Jeremy Ayer of Circle and Brian Armstrong of Coinbase have confirmed what we've suspected. AI agents are the new economic actors. An AI agent doesn't have a social security number. It can't walk into a branch of Wells Fargo and ask for a loan. They need money as a native data type. They need programmable 24/7 instant settlement. This is where the holy trinity, stablecoins, Bitcoin, and XRP comes in. As these AI agents begin to run departments at companies like Coinbase, making millions of high-velocity micropayments every hour, they will naturally gravitate toward the rails that Ripple has built. The traditional banking system simply cannot handle the speed of a machine. The ledger can. But before we move to our final thoughts, I want to hear from you. The rational side of this market as we see AI agents starting to run companies and Fortune 500 giants moving onto the blockchain. Which side of this revolution excites you the most? Is it the massive institutional wave from giants like Franklin Templeton hitting the XRP ledger? Or is it the rise of the autonomous AI economy that will need XRP as its financial oil? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and I value your perspective. The pieces of the puzzle are no longer scattered. From Saudi Arabia's sandboxes to Franklin Templeton's long-term vision, the architecture of the new financial system is locked. In a market fueled by emotion and noise, we thrive on data and composure. Remember, haste leads to loss while calm analysis leads to victory. Thank you for your trust, and thank you for being part of this rational community. I am the calm analyst. Stay patient, stay rational, and as we always do, we don't wait for the future, we plan for.